Brian Lewis, New York Post. Welcome back. Uh, Last year, you had a lot of very high expectations. Personally, you wanted to make all defense and be in the DPOY conversation, et cetera, et cetera. What kind of goals do you have personally for this season, especially considering you'll be an unrestricted free agent? And then, what kind of goals do you guys have set as a team?
I think personally, it's a lot of the same goals. The defensive player of the year and just impacting the game like I did last year on both sides of the court every single night, being available, being playing, I want to be available for every game, injury free. And as far as the team, I mean, it's a newer group. It's good that, we have the guys here now and we can just grow. There's not, a whole bunch of stuff going on. So I'm looking forward to just growing with this group, figuring everybody out going into camp.
Nick, Evan, Barnes, Newsday. We just heard from Ben. So obviously you're one of the few guys who got to play a little bit more with Ben. So what have you seen differently from him now that he's back to being healthy? Is he looking more like the player you guys expect him to be a little bit?
Definitely. He's looking a lot better. He's feeling a lot better, a lot more confident in himself. I know he's ready to get out there. He has a lot of people to prove wrong. He wants to get back to his old self, and he's looking good. I've been on the court with him, getting some reps with him. I think that's really important, us playing together, figuring out ways to be effective.
Hi, Nick, right back in here with the New York Post, Jenna Lemoncelli. I caught you at the Connecticut Sun Liberty game, and it's exciting to see this team supporting the Liberty, and of course, they're going to the finals. Do you have a message of encouragement for them as they start this journey for the first time in a long time?
I mean, we're all behind them. I'll try to make as many games as I can. The whole city, the energy in the arena was amazing, and what they're doing this year is phenomenal, and just get the job done by any means necessary.
Bob Windrum, Nets Daily. You talked to Yes earlier today about what you want to do with three-point shooting. Can you tell us more about that?
Three-point shooting, I worked on my shot a lot this summer. I feel, I used to shoot a three. If the opportunity presents itself, I'll shoot the ball. And it's not something I'm going into the year like, I have to shoot threes. Whatever I need to do for the team, for us to win, I'll do it.
Jake Fisher with Yahoo Sports. Aside from on the court and leading by example, what are certain things that Mikhail does as a leader and like a connective teammate that stand out to you?
Just his energy every single day. He's high energy. He always comes in smiling, and I think a lot of people feed off of that. And it's easy to rally behind somebody that's coming in every day. That's just happy. He's just a great dude. Just a stand-up guy for sure.
Eric Slater, Clutch Points. Early on in the year and leading up to the trade deadline, you were in the Defensive Player of the Year conversation, and the season ends and you're left off the all-defense team. Was that motivating, or were you more just surprised?
So, like you said, I went from being top 3 in the Defensive Player of the Year voting to, at the end of the season, nothing at all. When Katie and Kyrie, when they left, it's like my name just fell off the map, in a sense. It makes my blood boil. But I was robbed of a defensive team. I'm not even saying Defensive Player of the Year. I was robbed of it. My numbers were amazing. I passed every eye test. I know you can say, it's his first year doing it, but I held down the whole defense. When we switched, I did a great job doing that. When we were in drop, I was doing that well. But that's behind us. So this year, I just got to keep on getting better. it definitely is motivating. It's an even bigger chip on my shoulder. I don't even need that, but it's even bigger chip on my shoulder, and I'm just ready. I'm just ready to be there for my team, to prove to everybody, prove to myself who I am as a defender and as a player in this league.
Sharif Phillips Keaton, Nets Wire, over here, Nick. As you just spoke about how things have changed since Kyrie and KD were traded. What are your overall expectations for this team now that you guys will have a full training camp and preseason together?
Just competing every single night. We have to be that gritty, scrappy team. We're not going to be the most talented team on the court every single night. It's just what it is. In the past, I also know that feeling, and every night you're more talented than the other team. But now we have to hang our hat on defense. We have to rebound. We can't be the worst rebounding team in the league, and we've been harping on that early on. So just coming out every night, having that mentality to come out and just make it to be hard to play against, and being that team.
Samir Kumar, News 12. Hey, Nick. So obviously your defense is well documented, the impact you bring on that side of the floor, but you're also an emotional leader of this team. Like, you play with emotions, you wear it on your sleeves. So given that, how do you expect, now that you're an older voice on this team, to really set an example for the younger players on this team, and also you also being one of the better players on the team, with obviously KD and Kyrie out of town as well?
Yeah, I mean, it's obviously it's even more on my shoulders. Like you said, being an emotional leader, trying to lead more this year, leading by example, and also being vocal. It's gonna be more asked of me, but I'm ready for that. And as a basketball player, as a person, that's what you look for in any line of work, to have more asked of you. So going into year 5, I'm looking forward to an expanded role.
Hey, Nick. Lucas Kaplan, Nets Daily. The team was exactly league average in defense after the trade deadline. Can you talk about how much a full training camp, and Jacques Vaughn's been mentioning wanting to implement some more schemes with this time. Can you just talk about how much that might improve what was already an average defense really thrown together on the fly?
Yeah, I think we'll definitely be able to take a lot of different strides, just everybody being on the same page. Having a trade in the middle of the year is really tough, because certain guys are used to playing this way and other guys want to switch this way, and some people may want to be in a drop. Right? So now having a full training camp, preseason, that'll be big for us, to just everybody being aligned and being on the same page with our schemes. Mm-hmm.
Nick, you talked about getting out there with Ben, getting some reps together. Offensively, how does this team have to play? How do you guys have to play for you and Ben to be able to kind of work together offensively?
I think we need to play fast. We have a lot of guys that can get out and run on a break and transition, get out and play fast, shoot a lot of threes. And then as far as like a half-court offense, we'll have to work through that. Like that, we'll put everybody in position. That's not my job. For the coaches will figure that out, and we'll be ready for that. But I think our best offense will probably be our defense, just getting stops, rebounds, and getting out in transition.
Hi, Sherry Taylor, New York Beacon. You just talked about getting out there and playing fast. How will that help against like bigger teams, bigger guys?
Yeah, I mean, as far as bigger teams, a lot of times bigger guys, they don't want to get out and run, and it just creates mismatches all over the court for everybody. In transition, you can't match up, and we'll be able to use our length to our advantage, I think, more now than we have in the past, and especially having multiple guys that can push the ball on the break and get out and get layups and threes.